Hello guys and welcome to another video from Time of Business. I'm George and today I'm going to show you how to create digital download prints and posters on Etsy using AI generated images. So I'm going to show you first how to see what kind of products sell on Etsy, so top Etsy sellers when it comes to prints and posters, then how to create those posters and prints using AI, how to increase their quality, and then how to create mockups using Canva, and then how to list them on Etsy and how to maybe become a top seller on Etsy when it comes to prints and posters. So guys, we just jumped on our computer and we are going to start with the most important question, and that is whether you can sell AI generated art on Etsy. And the short answer is yes. So there are a lot of Etsy stores that already sell AI generated images. Now we are going to go to the second step, and that is mid-journey. So to actually generate as much content, so as many prints and posters as possible. So you can go here and select your own prompt. So you can go with vintage, with antique, with portraits, with floral. So let's type in, for example, floral wall art prints. And I can click enter. Here I can see a lot of posters generated by other people, and as you can see already there are a lot of posters that you might already find on Etsy. You can also search 1800s landscape painting, and then you can actually look at those. Now before you actually start to select those prints, make sure to go on Etsy and look at other stores and see what they sell. So what sells on Etsy, what kind of prints sell on Etsy, and then you can actually generate as many as possible. Make sure to have them high quality. Make sure to select either portrait or landscape, because it is very important what kind of prints you want to sell. Once again, make sure to be as high quality as possible. Now the next challenge that you might face is the fact that you need to increase the quality of your posters and prints. Now what you can do is find websites that actually use also AI in order to increase the quality of your photos, and as you can see right here, they will increase and remove all those small defects. There are a ton of websites out there that can actually increase the resolution by 4x, 8x and so on. Some of them are paid, but in the beginning I only recommend you use free tools. And now you need to go on Canva in order to create the mockups. As you can see, you have a lot of free or paid mockups right here. So you can also go with the Pro access in order to have access to so many wall art mockups. Once again, you can already see that some of them have a certain style. So for example, if I were to sell vintage or landscape, I would go with these. If I were to sell plants, I would go with this one. You can see here something more colorful, maybe psychedelic. So first you are going to create the pictures, then you are going to increase the quality, then you are going to create the templates. I would definitely recommend to go with Canva Pro in case you want to actually start a promising business on Etsy, or you can use it for a bunch of stuff in order to actually create a lot of content. Now let's go to Etsy and see what kinds of stores there are that are successful and what do they sell. So as you can see, I already have Everbee here, which I can use in order to analyze a store and products. I will leave a link in the description below to everything. So this is maybe one of the biggest stores when it comes to prints. I'm not quite sure whether they are AI or not, because they say that they use a lot of machinery in order to digitalize old paintings, so maybe they actually do that, but you can get a feeling about the store. So as you can see, everything that they do is vintage. They also have these sets, so you can buy a set of botanical gallery wall art, as you can see right here, and they have almost 400,000 sales on Etsy. So this is one of the stores that has generated way over $1 million in profit or sales when it comes to selling digital art on Etsy. Then here we have the second one. As you can see, a completely different vibe. Now there are going to be people that either sell it in a digital format, or are also going to print and send you the poster or the print. So in this case, I believe that they are actually going to send you the prints, because as you can see we have A1, A2, A3, A4, so you can select the dimension of the print. So this is another style of digital wall art or printable wall art that sells on Etsy. So this is another very successful Etsy store. As you can see, they are close to 100,000 sales. Then we have something completely different that, as you can see, already comes closer to the vibe from the AI, so from Midjourney. But here's something very interesting. Not quite sure whether this is 100% legal or not, but there are a lot of paintings that are now in the public domain. As you can see, they have a set of over 85 Gustav Klimt digital prints. So these are already, I believe, in the public domain. So you can also research that and see whether you want to make collections or bundles of already existing promising art, so reputable artists that have died and have a large following. But once again, make sure that you are allowed to sell these prints so that you have the resale rights. Some of them are allowed, some of them not. Then we are going to go to the next one. As you can see here, we have a completely different style. Here we have the 70s or 80s poster style posters and prints. Once again, very interesting. But as you can see here, we have Gustav Klimt once again, because just as I mentioned, these are in the public domain and a lot of people actually sell them. So this store actually prints the print for you and sends it to you. Now we are going to go to another one where once again you can see these bundles. So 100 Vincent van Gogh wall art print set. Then we have different bundles all around and also individual wall art at some point, as you can see right here. Very cheap, because you want to sell it as cheap as possible in order to increase the sales, especially in the beginning. So you might make, let's say, 50 cents or $1 per sale, but that will get your store going. This store has around 15,000 sales. Then we have a smaller store, as you can see right here, but I believe that this seller actually generates, so creates those prints which are very unique, and as you can see, they are a combination of different posters or styles, and once again very nice mock-ups, because they actually use them in order to push their style even more. So this makes me click on these posters even more, because as you can see, the mock-ups are pretty unique themselves. So here we have another small store that sells a variety of bundles, and also if I go further down the line, you can see sets of 3, then a few individual listings as well. So you can already see a common ground. Once again, a lot of bundles with vintage, country, landscape paintings and prints. Now you can see that this style of painting has already been seen on North Prints, for example, so the biggest store on Etsy. Then we have another one right here. Once again, a lot of bundles. So it seems that at this point, people start to sell a lot of bundles. This way they can actually generate more income in one sale. And the last one that we have, once again, a pretty small store, is with vintage paintings, just as those that you could see in the beginning in Midjourney. So as you can see, guys, there is a lot of demand for this kind of posters, but also there is a lot of competition. So a lot of stores that have 200 plus prints already have only generated 4,000 sales, and maybe they have, let's say, 5, 10, 20,000 dollars in total sales, with a profit of maybe half or a quarter of that. So as you can see, you can make money on Etsy, but do not expect to get rich and to be just as the top sellers on Etsy, because these sellers have been on Etsy for 5, 6, 8 years. Some of them are actually artists with a following, so existing artists that people really want to purchase from. And there are also, I believe, a lot of AI generated images and products on Etsy, so a lot of stores, but very few of them are actually in the top, let's say, 1% of Etsy. Now, if you want to start to learn more about Etsy, how to grow on Etsy, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. As you can see, we have a ton of content about how to grow on Etsy, on YouTube, on Shopify, because At some point, if you are successful on Etsy, you want to also open your own store. You need to know how to optimize your products, examples of successful stores. Also, check out our website, timeofbusiness.com. We have a free ultimate guide to a successful start on Etsy that you can download for free, link in the description below. Also, we have an Etsy blog where we have a lot of blog posts about how to grow on Etsy, how to optimize your titles, tags, product descriptions. And also, if you are just starting out on Etsy, we have a bunch of Etsy services, so we can help you optimize a product, or maybe you want an Etsy shop critique where we can actually go more in depth with you and help you actually thrive on Etsy. So guys, that was the video. I hope that you now have more insight on how to sell prints and posters on Etsy, so how to sell digital download products on Etsy. If you found this video useful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'm going to see you on the next video.